Atlas Fallen is your typical hack and slash full of monsters to fight and treasures to find. Now, before you buy, I would like to share with you a few of the mechanics involved with the game. I've put quite a few hours into Atlas Fallen, and I don't really feel like it's worth the asking price, but who knows? You might think it sounds pretty good after hearing what I have to say. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
They ran before they even thought of saving us. What do you expect? Talk to the others.
You start out in a traveling caravan as a nameless. Basically, a slave not worth getting a name. After some friction with the guards in charge, you're forced to search for something outside, away from the safety of the caravan in the wraith-infested wilds. Out there, you discover a talking gauntlet. After putting it on, the gauntlet helps guide you forward, providing advice and weapons to defend against the wraiths ravaging the land.
What just happened? My body moved on its own. And these weapons...
This one, it carries the Watchtower's core. If we take it out...
The language is clean, and there isn't any blood to worry about in combat. I would say it's alright for the kids to watch. It is a fighting game, so there is a lot of violence towards monsters through the majority of the game, and there were some very rude people, but no physical altercations towards them.
Pathetic. I should have expected as much from one of your kind.
Fighting was interesting in the fact that all the techniques involved can be used simultaneously without taking a quick break. Like, healing, defending, and attacking could happen at the same time. Because of that, the actual fighting didn't feel like it moved very fast. I mean, it does speed up as the game progresses, but doesn't get scary fast with everything you have to keep an eye on. In combat, you can only use 2 of the 3 weapons available, and you don't have all of them from the start. The first weapon is a sand axe, followed by a sand dagger whip thing, and finally sandy fists. There is a primary equip and the secondary, with any weapon equipped wherever you like. Every weapon will have their own combos and will work well with each other. Easy enough to find what works and feels good for you. A big part of combat is the building of momentum, denoted by a blue bar in the bottom left of the screen. Momentum is a double-edged sword. As it grows, your attack power increases, but you also incur more damage. With a lot of momentum, your combos increase and start to move faster. And it offers the opportunity to spend all of the momentum to use a shatter attack. Basically your ultimate attack that does a lot of damage. One of the most important parts in combat would be parries. Covering yourself in sand right before you get hit. A perfect parry will crystallize the enemies in place, leaving them vulnerable to some free hits. Weaker foes only need 1 parry to crystallize, while bigger enemies require a few more for full crystallization. Idols will be the healing items you obtain. There are quite a few to choose from, but only 1 can be equipped at a time. There will be so many charges you can use in combat, and it will slowly recharge as you attack. On use, they will heal you either right away or over time, but they each have a unique passive that will help in combat, like increasing how fast it recharges or heals on shatter attacks. Essence stones are used to customize skills and passives. They can be found from big enemies or quests, as well as crafted after finding the formulas and materials needed. Each stone will belong to one of 3 tiers and be equipped there on the momentum bar. As momentum is built, it will unlock the stones on that section of the bar. Only so many can be equipped at once, but if you like a lot, you can save up to 3 different sets to swap around at any time you like, as long as you're not in combat. Gaining perks in Atlas Fallen involves upgrading the armor. It was odd wasting resources on armor I wasn't even using, but perks make life a lot nicer. Some help with momentum or increase the odds of finding rare materials. Some even help you move faster while sliding across the sands. There is a small tree, so to speak, that has to be followed before a perk is available, and if you end up spending points where you don't like, there is a free reset available. The voice in the Gauntlet is an integral part of the overall story. They guide the protagonist and start up conversations every now and again. Most of the time, it would talk about nearby points of interest, or when it's the perfect time to use my shatter attack. Very helpful. But there were a lot of times the voice was pretty annoying. Hell, the main character even thought so sometimes.
These walls are still standing. They're really old. I remember them.
Okay.
Are you not interested?
When I first started playing Atlas Fallen, I wasn't really enjoying it between the mechanics and the weak voice acting. Somewhere in the middle, about 5 hours in, I started to really enjoy it. But alas, that flame of excitement quickly fizzled out near the end. Knowing that, let's move forward with the rating. Atlas Fallen didn't look that great. Moving around was good, but sometimes when people were talking during a cutscene, their hair did not follow the movement of their head. That's a 2. The story jumped right into the action, with a little build-up about the world. The biggest issue I had was the lack of character growth. The protagonist was suddenly a badass who could take on the world. It's getting another 2. Gameplay was smooth for the most part. I ran into some issues with enemies stuck in a T-pose and still attacking me, and a few crashes. I'm giving it a 3. Replayability? Nope. Absolutely not. I really don't want to go back through any of this. It's getting a 1. Like I said earlier, the fun didn't start until quite a ways in, and it quickly died off. I'm giving it a 2. All in all, Atlas earned itself an average score of 2, meaning it goes down there on the bottom shelf. The game has its moments of enjoyment, but I wouldn't say it's worth full price. Definitely wait for a sale if you really want to try it out. Now that I'm done with that, it's time to move on to the next one. I will see you there. Bye!